G'day there guys, Diesel here from Getting Around Oz Camper Trailer Travelling. Thanks for joining us today. This is a video that I didn't plan on doing, but unfortunately our sort of circumstances have shifted and we've got a few challenges at the moment. And for those of you that haven't been following our socials, we've got a big trip coming up in the next week and a half, so we're going to be gone for a little while, and there's a reasonable chance that I might not get any videos done beforehand, and definitely not the videos I intended on getting done, and I'll share those reasons with you in a minute. I actually might share some gear that I've got with you as well, and I'll give you an idea where we're going as well, because I'm keen to get some recommendations on a few things and would love to hear some things that you would like to see. But anyway, grab yourself a drink, let's get into it. Rightio, I'm just going to bloody rip into it. I haven't really sort of scripted any of this sort of stuff. I've got a couple of things to share, but I'm just going to wing it and we'll see how we go. But look, the situation is, this is the only car we've got at the moment, and the PAJERO's had some problems of its own, and it's definitely hampered our preparation plans. So I've really got no idea, honestly, at this point, what I'm going to be able to get done in the next couple of weeks, or the next week and a half, because it's coming up pretty bloody quickly. But the mechanical problems we're having, so we started out with some problems with this one here. So turns out the shockers completely shot all around the car. Started with the front ones, we left it for a while, and until we're going to work out what we're going to do, and now the back ones are shot. So we had it serviced a couple of weeks ago, and we had plans to get the shocks put in. Basically we're going for heavy duty ones. Chuck in the comments if you're interested in having a guess of which ones we're going with. But when we got there, they told us they hadn't arrived yet, so we've had to rebook that one. But while they're there, we got them to check through a couple other problems we're having, and there's a problem in the steering, unfortunately, but the car's been having some oil leaks for quite some time, and we actually sort of second opinion, because the first quotes we were looking at was about bloody $7,000 to pull things apart and replace things, and that may yet be the case, but the hopeful at this point, they think they know what it is, but they don't know for sure. So when we get the shocks put in, which is next Friday, they're going to try and do this job as well. So fingers crossed it's not a major issue, but it is like a half-day job. So hopefully we get the PAJERO mechanically sound before we go. The camper trailer's off getting serviced today, and just had a call from the mechanic, and he said everything seems to be okay at the moment. So he's gone through the suspension and checked that sort of stuff out, and fingers crossed the wheel alignment and the camber issues we sort of have that pop up, you know, sort of once a year after we're sort of around the 10,000k mark. That hasn't been done yet, but he's going through that. So in regards to the maintenance stuff between today and next Friday, the vehicle and the camper trailer should be up to scratch. But the problem I have is our second car. So I've got an FG Falcon as well, and that being our daily, that's currently the dealer at the moment. It's been there for a week and a half, and the part hasn't arrived from over east yet, so it's likely going to be, well, they're saying it could be next Friday we could get it. This car's been on a tow truck twice because it was having some issues with the anti-theft system, just shutting down the car and just wouldn't start, but it was intermittent. It would start other times, and that's been to another mechanic and been dealt with. So sort of 3 weeks without another car, and anyone who's got kids and work commitments, you know, myself and Anita both work. It's been a bit of a mission to try and manage all that with one car, and that being the case, I can't sort of shut this down to do the upgrades I need to do and I want to do before the trip. With all that in mind, there's not going to be any more camping videos until we go away. Yeah, you know, with the last, well, two and a bit weeks been pretty challenging, and the next week and a half is going to be pretty busy as well. I don't know what's going to happen, so now that you know that, then, you know, hopefully you understand, and it's not like we've sort of fallen off a cliff or anything like that. The videos will come, it just might be a little while until they come through, but we'll see how it go. Now, upgrades for this thing. So managed to secure a collaboration with Airbag Man, which is pretty bloody exciting. So we got the new shocks going in, but we're going to have airbags going in to support that as well. So the feedback we had is it makes a fair bit of difference in regards to towing. So obviously with the PAJERO standard suspension, you know, the R sort of sits down a fair bit, and that's something that's going to be coming. I just don't know when I'm going to be able to do it, or if I can do it before the trip or after the trip. Second one is we've got a lithium upgrade going on this thing as well. So we managed to secure a collaboration with another company as well, and which is pretty exciting. We're going to be able to gain some weight back in this thing. I'm just not sure if I'm going to do it before the trip or after the trip, but I reckon that's about it. So stick around now. I'm about to go in there and start unwrapping some things, and it's pretty exciting. I managed to snag some discount codes as well, so if you're interested, hang around for those, and we'll bloody get into that before we come back later with a bit about the trip. Now the first thing up for grabs here is this one here. As you can see, the logo there is Grub Rug. So, whoa, we've never had mats for the camper trailer at all. Sorry, when we left in our lap, we took one with us, but we quickly got rid of it because any old mat just doesn't bloody work, especially for the off-grid stuff that we do and kids and all those types of things. However, we managed to get onto these ones here, but I'll crack him open and let you know about it as I go. Now let me start off with saying how bloody good is that? It's a stubby holder in there. And a bottle opener. Bloody beauty. So let's swap out that one for this one and we'll give that a crack. Leave it there, give them a plug. I'm not sure if they'll watch my videos or not, but if they are, thank you. Rightio, so I'll chuck it up on the screen here in a sec, but I'll also chuck the link in the description with the code in the description as well. It's probably easy to just copy paste it from there. But they managed to offer us a 10% discount for you guys and girls, which is pretty awesome. So when you jump on the website, there's a few different options, but I guess the key thing for me with the interest with these ones was clearly that they've got a reputation, for what we do, and I don't think I've ever heard anyone say anything bad about them. But when you jump on the website there, they've got the grubber, the big grubber, and they've got a few different shapes and sizes, and there's a few sort of more common sizes they do for certain types of caravans. So if you're a caravaner, check out the ones they got there, but also tailor-make mats as well. So basically what I did with these, I haven't got the camper trailer here to measure them. I'll be able to do it probably later on today or tomorrow when we get it back, is, when you make the order, you chuck some comments in there about what type you've got, and in there you sort of also chuck in the measurements as well, and I've done that, and we'll soon find out if I got the measurements right. Either way, they look to be pretty close. So top step, second step, and we went with a big grubber. Now they have all the measurements on their website as well, which get a pretty good idea, and that's a good size. I went for the big grubber because we're going to be spending quite a bit of time off-road and on beaches, and most of the camping I do, if I'm not with a family, is off-road, and the kids have always got their shoes, or I've got my thongs, or we got our thongs, or whatever, and I'd like to be able to get the guys to put them on there and rub their feet, and if they miss the mat, they get the step with these ones, and then suddenly we're not sweeping out the bloody camper trailer all the time. Nearly forgot to mention, you have the option to get them with the stainless steel rings, I guess you'd call them. So they got the straps to fold them up as I did before, but I don't know whether it's $5 or $10 more. And yes, I'm going to build it up to the cooler ones at the end, in case you're wondering. So feel free to skip if this isn't interesting for you. But this one we needed because when we did our lap, we had a trash bag basically that was a King's one, and it was pretty bloody average. It just never fit properly. We never actually used it on the tyre. We actually sort of used in the back of the car to put in the wet towels and wet clothes from swimming, all that sort of stuff. But so this one is a Sanhema one, which we got from Vic Off-Road. Now, something you do get with Vic Off-Road purchases, and we use this code to buy all these things here, you get a 15% off thank you code to use for any purchases over $100. So, but keep in mind, you know, if you haven't bought something, Vic Off-Road, we've got a 10% off discount code as well. So yeah, sorry, the description, you'll have the code and the link to use for that one. So that'll work on the whole website. Yeah, so it's a rear tire trash bag. So this one is, I can't remember the bloody size of it, but it's definitely bigger than the King's one we had. And a couple of side pouches as well. I won't bugger getting that up here at the moment, but yeah, new trash bag on there. We'll get to see how that one goes. Not so exciting for you, but we managed to get a watt and power meter. So we got some new solar panels we're going to be trying out, and there's a specific reason, but I'll go through that in a sec. So makes you sort of keen to see what sort of return we're getting on our panels, and because in the past we've never had that. You might remember, for those of you that have been following us for a little while, we had a solar blanket at the start of the year, which I got from a company that I won't mention. It didn't work very well. It was a 300 watt as well, and it sort of worked sometimes, didn't work other times, and it was a nightmare dealing with them and trying to get it sent back. And I won't get into it, but they were bloody terrible to deal with, that's for sure. This is the Atom Power one, so we got this from Vic Off-Road. I'm not going to do it now, but I will. I think I might do a video on this one to sort of measure what sort of gains and, you know, I guess essentially what it offers, because there's a lot of talk in the market at the moment about, you know, certain brands and what sort of returns you get on solar and effectively what you get for money. So this one here with the discount code there, I think it were $2.99. They were down from $500 or something. So this one is a collaboration with Itechworld, which is just a heads up for you. So we'll be doing a test and a full going through this one in another video. But if you're wondering, Diesel, why do you need 2 bloody blankets for, mate? Remember, we've got the camper trailer, which is what I'm thinking I'll use the 300 watt blanket for, keeping in mind we've got the 120 watt panel fixed to the camper trailer. So 420 watts with a 25 amp charger in the camper, you know, it's 400 is about it, the most we'll get out of it anyway. So this one we're going to use with a lithium setup in the Pajero, because we're going to be spending significant time off-grid, off-road. Another bit of bloody gear here. So this is one that I bought. This was my Father's Day present from the kids and Neats, which I sort of had a bit of a look at. So this is a 500 amp shunt. So anyone who knows lithium knows that, and I was probably a bit naive to this, lithium's good too until it's not. It tends to drop off pretty quickly. So the old voltage meter that we have in the camper and in the Pajero at the moment won't cut it in regards to lithium. So this one here has the little digital screen as well, but maybe it's best to jump on iTech's website and look up the shunt there. And I won't sort of bore you with all the details on that one, but thanks to Neats and the boys for that one. This is the one that I am the most excited about, that's for sure. So yeah, I'll tell you in a sec what it is. So that one there is the bracket for the air nozzles. There we go, how cool is that? So I'm not going to crack that open today, because this video bloody go forever if I do, but I am going to install this myself on the Pajero. I will be doing a video on that one again. Not sure if I'm going to get him in before the trip or not. I'm really bloody hoping to be honest with you. Here's the next one, or the last one, sorry. So got the battery plate there, and I got the clamps used to fix it, and this is the iTech battery that I've managed to get. So this one and the solar blanket are with thanks from Itechworld in regards to the collaboration we're doing. And this one, at this moment in time, I've got it penciled in to do it tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm going to try and have a crack at this one and the airbags in the same day, but you know, we'll see how things go. So the old AGM basically is coming out of the Pajero. I won't go through the details of how much weight I'm going to be saving for that one versus this one, and the amount of amp hours, that sort of stuff. I'll I'll go through that one in the video. There's been a lot going on, and the truth is I've been able to firstly get the collaboration with these guys because of, you know, I guess the success of the channel and the support that we've had from you. All these other goodies we managed to buy because of you. So everything we do with the channel is all paid for by you, and you know, those of you that watch the ads, and some of you have donated cash as well. I feel so lucky to be getting all these things. It's so bloody cool, but I know that without your support, it doesn't happen. That's for sure. And you know, pretty proud we've got to where we are. But again, I just want you to know, and I'm sorry if I keep repeating myself, I'm very bloody thankful for your support, because you allow me to do something I love to do. You know, more than most things, that's for sure. Clearly the family comes first and all that sort of stuff, but no, very lucky, very appreciative. We'll try and wrap him up here soon for you. So the last bit is a bit about the trip. So without sort of giving away specifics, because things can change as you know, we're heading up to the Ningaloo coast essentially. So we booked in for one spot. We're going to Exmouth after that, and then after that we're going to spend some time in Shark Bay as well. After that one we're going to spend some time down near Kalbarri, and then after that maybe a bit further south. So there's sort of the rough ideas at this point. There'll be some things before we get up there. So on the drive up we're going to do a few stops on the way up there. So we've got a few days on the drive up there before we get there, and obviously a few days on the way back. So there'll be a few other things in between. So, you know, now you understand the off-grid stuff and the need for some of these things here. And I've got no idea what to expect other than we're going to be camping on the beach. It's going to be nice and bloody warm. We're coming from winter at the moment, so haven't wore summer clothes since last summer. So going to have to start getting some of those out and see if they fit and those types of things. Let me know if there's anything you would like to see. Now, we've got it's probably the first big trip we've done in the family in quite some time. I would like to know if there's anything you'd like to see or anything you'd like to know about. Any recommendations for spots or things to see up there? There's a few we know about, but I'm sure there's some things in there we've never heard about, and those of you that have reached out on the socials, it's been really helpful. We've actually spent some time looking those things up and seeing where they are and see how we can fit those into our plan. So the next period, I don't know if there's going to be videos or there's not, but just know if you don't hear from us for a little while, you now know why, and videos will come. It's just a question of when we can get around them. I just want to make sure I prioritise the planning for the trip and the packing and the family and all the things we need to do for ourselves to make sure everything's squared away for us. And if you can, like the video, drop something in the comments and say g'day if you like, and we'll wrap him up. I'm Diesel for Getting Around Isles, camper trailer travelling. Hooroo. I want to do it before, clearly, because it's going to enable me to do more for you. It's going to enable me to do more. Managed to get a 10% discount for you. Managed to get it. Rightio, so I'll chuck it up on the screen here in a sec, but I'll also chuck the link in the description with the code in the description as well. It's probably easy to just copy. Maybe it's best just chuck on the iTech website and website. Like I said before, your appreciators, sorry.